Yeah.
Every 10 years I have to reinvent myself. And the reason for it is just look at the level of change that we experience. If I try to stay with a business model for more than 10 years, it's going to be obsolete.
Antiquated.
Yeah, it's just not going to serve the right market. It's not going to have the right resources. There's something going to be very wrong with it because things change.
Yeah.
So it used to be every 12 to 14 years I reinvented myself. Then it became every 10 years. Now it's down every 3 years.
Happening faster and faster. Yeah.
Yeah. So and you've got to look at, okay, what's happened to the marketplace since I did this, and you got to be willing to review. You got to be willing to let go of what you did that was successful, and get out in front of the next big thing, right? And you got to be able to figure out what it is. All right. So strategic aggregation, though, is a model that I've been working for 50 years. So the model has been improving. But what the model focuses on, the businesses that it goes after and what it does, has changed dramatically. But let me give you an idea what a strategic aggregation is. And again, it's a way of leveraging assets. It's a way of orchestrating other people's time, talent, and resources where you don't have to put up the money.
Right.
Okay. So one of the resources that we, and I'll go right here with this boat, this yacht.
Yeah.
Okay, this yacht is courtesy, right now, we have the pleasure of sitting here because I have a yacht partner who anytime I need a yacht, makes sure I have a yacht. Okay? So why is he willing to do that? What makes him think enough of me that if I need a yacht, Gordon, here's the keys.
You actually did something for him too.
Right,
well,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so what a strategic aggregation is it's an organization or a collection of businesses that all service a common clientele. Not the same clients, but a common description of a client.
Right.
Okay? And then you create a mission for that group and then a marketing theme that enables them to work together in the way that takes every one of their individual client bases and makes those clients now the clients of all of them.
Awesome.
Okay? So if you've got 20 partners and each one is working on something that's related to this client, okay? But they are each coming from a different place and each have different clientele. They don't compete with each other, right? Because they're each doing something different. And what that enables them to do is to work together now so that we can make the client of this one the client of that one.
Absolutely.
Okay, now the question is, well, all right, how do you do that? Okay, well, it required 50 years for me to perfect the structure. But all along the way, we made it work.
Yeah.
Okay, and basically, what it is you create a mechanism by which you cross-market all of these different services with a very common service. So let me give you an idea how we do it in this. This yacht is courtesy of Billionaire Lifestyles.
Yes.
Okay. Our partners are all people who provide services of one kind or another or products to very wealthy people. That's what they have in common. The mission is to make that client's lifestyle the most optimistically, the best, the easiest, the least stressful, the most convenient, the most happy to be their use of their wealth.
Absolutely.
And to protect their wealth and to make sure that their wealth continues to increase. Okay, so that's the common mission. Now all the partners have something to do with that. Whether it's their yachts that they buy, their jets that they fly, their high-end real estate that they buy, you can go through the whole list, right? But all of them have different clients. So what is it that this mission is? Well, the mission is to make the wealthy person's life easy.
Easy, right.
Well, what would do that? Well, there's a function that would do that, and we call it a concierge, right? If there's one person that you could call, and you could say, John, I want to have a party for my 300 best friends. I need an island. Set it up.
Done.
Done. Right? That's what you want.
Right.
Okay. Or, you know, I'm thinking about buying a yacht. Put it together for me.
I need that.
Right. Okay. Now, what you need is somebody who not only just says, "Whoa, I'm going to go buy a yacht."
Yeah.
You need somebody now who has depth. Okay, has understanding of how this wealthy person needs to be served by that request. Because it has to be registered in a certain country, right? Because the country matters because of how the boat will be insured, how it's going to run. Where are you going to port this thing? Okay, how are you going to man it when it needs retrofitting? Where is it going to go? And how? I mean, you're in the shipping business when you own a yacht. I mean, you've seen this thing, right? You've been down in that engine room. You saw that.
Man.
Wow. So you're in the shipping business. Okay, so you need somebody who can manage that whole operation for you. Well, the wealthy person doesn't want to be putting all those pieces together. You don't want to worry about it, you just want to use the yacht.
And have someone that's doing it in their best interest.
Yeah.
Not just Any old
Absolutely,
person, right?
absolutely. Where it's based on a relationship, not a one-time purchase.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is about a relationship that totally serves this person, where nobody dares to screw up.
Yeah.
Because there's too many players
The
here.
pieces are
right.
complex.
Yeah. So now the question is, okay, so we create this concierge service, and now what we have is every one of our member of the strategic aggregation. Now, when I sell a boat, when I sell a yacht, along with the yacht comes a membership in a concierge billionaire's lifestyle, so that you don't have to worry about anything with this yacht, or your jet, or your cars, or your homes.
Get it.
Okay? You just make this one call, and there it is. Okay? And then we structure that out of a family office. So either they already have their own family office,
Right.
where they have their attorneys and their accountants
Yeah.
and people who help them manage their money, or they don't. If they don't have a family office, we have a multiple family office that we bring them into, so we can handle all those services for them.
Absolutely.
Okay? But if they already have their family office, we work within that family office to organize those people's time. So when the yacht gets bought, the accountant comes in, the lawyer comes in,
Yep.
everybody that has to be there and be part of it, but we've already been down this road, so we make everybody's life easy.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And we accomplish everything in the most efficient way. But the key to this, two keys. One key is that we now have 20 of our partners, all of them had their own client base. All of them giving away the concierge service with their product or their service. The concierge now becomes the course to every one of the other things
Right.
as needs develop. So we've developed a pathway to cross-market through the concierge. Now, the last item here, and I'm taking you down into the deep.
I'm deep.
All right, down into the deep dark secrets here,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so now the question is, well, all right, how do you monetize that?
Right.
Okay, because at the end of the day, these are all businesses. They want to know, well, okay, this is really great, but how do I make money out of this? Well, what we do is we create a pathway for what we call front-end compensation and back-end compensation.
Yeah.
The front end is anytime the concierge is bringing you new business, you're doing what you do and you're going to be making a profit.
Right.
If you found that client on your own, we don't have anything to do with that. That's between you and your client. So you make the money on them, but now that's all these new clients we're bringing
Right.
you, right? Okay, so we ask you to split some of your revenue back to us.
Sure thing.
Okay, because we brought you the
Makes
client,
sense.
right? Okay?
Give and get.
But what do we do with it?
Yeah.
Okay, now, when every one of our aggregated partners brings a new client into the system, our system creates a tag on that client, which says that forever that party is the source of the client. And now, every time that client is buying something within our system, there's back-end revenue now going to that person. So the tail starts to wag the dog. In other words, we structure it so these people are going to make more money out of their passive back-end revenue that they don't have to do anything for, okay?
Yeah.
Than they make out of their front-end core business. So everybody, once they get this, they can't wait to get their clients into the
Sure
system
thing,
because
it's
that's
gonna
all
keep- it's
just
gonna
they
keep-
start getting checks. Okay? So you have to have a business model that shows how everybody wins when they do what you want them to do.
Right.
Right? Okay? You have to have a model that gives a better service significantly to whoever the ultimate buyer is than the way they're doing it now. And if you're smart, you do it in a way that's disruptive. Meaning, if I build a business model and it's 10% better than what's out there, people's habit patterns are such they won't change.
Right.
For 10%,
There's no movement.
there's no movement.
Yeah.
However, if it's 4 times better,
Right.
it's like
Disruption.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have to make the model so that when people come into the model, it's like 4 to 5 to 10 times better than the way they used to do it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
So that they're willing to take a little bit of risk, get a little bit uncomfortable.
Get uncomfortable, guys.
Okay, a little bit uncomfortable because they want to embrace this new model now. It means they got to make a couple of little changes here, just a little change. And by the way, one of the other keys too is the concierge concept. Okay, if I ask the guy who's the yacht broker to say, by the way, do you need a jet?
I got that too.
Okay, well, he's not going to say that.
Right.
His focus is on selling the yacht. The jet guy's focus is on selling the jet. And the jet guy doesn't know anything about the yachts, and the yacht guy doesn't know anything. And you can't do that. Okay? You can't build a system that asks people to do things that they are uncomfortable with
Right.
or just unknowledgeable about, not in the habit pattern of doing. They'll always go back to the way they used to do it. Okay? So we structure this so that we create this new person, this concierge person, who we recruit around certain sets of competencies and requirements.
Yes.
We train them. We work with them and supervise them and certify them. In other words, they got to pass tests.
Right.
Okay? So that when they're in that concierge position, they know exactly how to work with that client, exactly how to move that client from the product that they came from to the other products and services that they want, right? And they're trained for that, they're there for that, they want that, and they're well paid for that.
I could see how that.
Okay, so now we don't ask anybody to do anything that they don't like doing or don't want to do. We have a person that's specifically trained and already motivated and well paid to do what needs to be done. We've created massive back-end and front-end increase in revenues for these folks. And we give the client, whoever the client is, a much better quality of life and a much better enjoyment of their property and better value of higher values of protecting their property, higher ways to make money. And like as an example, part of our group is our private equity company. Well, guess what? We see phenomenal investment opportunities. We can help people without a lot of risk make double sometimes and even triple what they normally make and not increase their risk at all for doing it. So it's just one of the ways that we integrate ourselves and work with everybody.